Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on True Confessions, Naija. The confession you're about to listen to comes from a message we received from one of our sisters, and the message reads like this. Good day, Uncle Ori. Hello, everyone. I'm posting this anonymously because I don't know what to do anymore. I'm scared, confused, and trapped inside a life I created with my own decisions. Please, after listening, I need your honest advice. My story begins even before I understood what the world was. According to my mother, when she gave birth to me, my biological father refused to accept me. He said I did not look like him, so he believed I was not his child. From that moment, he walked away from responsibility. He was never really completely gone, though. Sometimes he would show up with bags of groceries, act like a helper, then disappear again. As a child, I noticed a strange pattern. Whenever my mother asked him for financial support, he would avoid the conversation. Instead, he would lock himself inside her room with her for hours. Back then, I did not fully understand what was happening. My mother introduced him to us as an uncle. But children are not foolish. I remember his face. I remember his voice. And deep inside me, I always felt there was something my mother was hiding. Growing up without a father left a wound in my heart. I constantly asked myself, why didn't he want me? Was I not good enough? Was there something wrong with me? That bitterness slowly shaped the person I became. By the time I entered my teenage years, I was searching for love in the wrong places. I wanted attention. I wanted someone to choose me, the way my father never did. I started dating very early. At first, it felt exciting. Older men made me feel seen. They bought me gifts, told me I was beautiful. And for a young girl who had always felt rejected, those words were powerful. Looking back now, I realized I was not searching for love. I was searching for validation. Through the years, relationships came and went. I kept parts of myself hidden because I was afraid that if people knew the real me, they would leave too. Then one day I met a man who changed everything. He was kind, patient, responsible. For the first time, I felt safe. He did not rush me. He did not pressure me. He spoke about the future like I was already part of it. When he told me he wanted to marry me, I cried that night, not out of sadness, but because I never believed someone would choose me so completely. But culture has its way of bringing buried things back to life. For the marriage rights to be recognized, my father had to be present. So after many years of silence, my mother reached out to me, and suddenly, the man who once denied me was ready to claim me as his daughter. I told myself maybe people change, maybe age has softened his heart. Maybe this was my chance to finally have a father. The bride price ceremony was held at his home. Everything went well. He behaved like a proud parent, welcoming my husband's family with open arms. For the first time in my life, I felt accepted. A month before the wedding, he asked me to come to stay with him so we could bond and prepare for ceremony. I agreed. When I arrived, I expected a full household, my stepmother, my stepsisters, but they were away visiting relatives. He said they would return soon. So it was just the two of us. At first, it felt normal. We talked for hours about the years we had lost. He apologized for not being there when I was young. I remember wanting to believe every word. Part of me was still that little girl longing for her father. One evening, he suggested we go out and get drinks so we could relax and celebrate my upcoming wedding. We sat together talking about life, laughing, sharing stories. But as the nights grew late, I realized we had both drunk more than we should have. My memories of that night are not clear. What I know is that boundaries were crossed. Boundaries that should never be crossed between a parent and a child. Even today, I struggle to understand how it happened. Was it the alcohol? Was it the years of emotional emptiness? Was it my desperate need to feel wanted? When morning came, I felt a heaviness I cannot describe. We did not talk about it. We acted like nothing had happened. But silence does not erase reality. Days passed, and the tension between us grew. I never knew. I knew something was terribly wrong, and eventually, I gathered the courage to tell him it could never happen again. Soon after my stepmother returned, I was relieved. I counted the days until I could leave the house. On my journey back home, I began feeling unwell, dizzy, tired, sensitive to smell. A fear started rising inside me. When my cycle did not come, panic took over. I took a test, positive. In that moment, my world collapsed. I called my best friend, the one person who had always stood by me. When I told her everything, she went silent for a long time. Then she asked me a question that still echoes in my mind. What are you going to do now? My wedding was only days away. I felt trapped between truth and disaster. After many emotional conversations, fear won over courage. I chose silence. I convinced myself that telling the truth would destroy too many lives. My mother's, my fiance's, even my own. So I went ahead with the wedding. As I walked down the aisle, everyone smiled, cameras flashed, music played. No one knew the storm inside me. Marriage started beautifully. My husband was overjoyed when I later told him I was expecting. He held me, thanking God for what he called our miracle. Every time he spoke to my belly, guilt stirred my heart. Months later, I gave birth to a baby boy. When my husband carried him for the first time, tears rolled down his face. He kept saying, "My son, my son." And each time he said those words, I felt smaller. Now my child is 2 months old, and the secret is suffocating me. My best friend says I should focus on the future, that perhaps the truth will only bring destruction. She even suggested that having another child within my marriage might make things less complicated emotionally. But is building more life on top of a lie the right thing to do? Every night I watch my husband sleeping peacefully, trusting me completely, and I wonder what would have happened if he knew. Would he hate me? Would he leave? Would everything fall apart? Sometimes I look at my son and feel overwhelming love. None of this is his fault. He deserves a peaceful home, not a battlefield created by my past. Other times I feel like a stranger in my own life, smiling outside while breaking inside. I ask myself daily, is the truth always the right choice, even when it destroys everything? Or is silence sometimes the only way to protect the people we love? I don't know anymore. That is why I'm here. Please tell me, if you were in my position, what would you do? Should I confess and face whatever comes? Or should I carry the secret forever and focus on being the best wife and mother I can be? I'm not asking for judgment. I'm asking for guidance, because this secret is heavier than I ever imagined. And I'm afraid that one day it will break me completely. Thank you for listening. It means a lot to have my story heard, and I'll be in the comments to read your perspectives. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our sisters. Let us try to talk to her in the comment section. Things, they really happen for this award. Wow.